We'd just like to say happy birthday and thanks for everything you've done for us.
Oh, thank you so much. It sounds so good in your accent. Thank you. It's been a long time since I've had a birthday cake with candles. Thank you so much. This is I can't think of a better way to spend my birthday. Thank you, Anna.
No worries.
Thank you, Angie. Okay, now you all get cake, too.
Okay.
That's a pretty cake. Where'd it come from? It's a pride cake. Got it. Thank you. No,
What's your number?
Sorry, that's my fault.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
It's not on once, you didn't come through. We still were on the five forwards. I bet you got it.
Same stuff.
Sorry.
Is that being roasted?
He's catching us up. Okay.
So I did it to this side.
No, I just wasn't sure if you were going to
Yeah, that's fine.
I just don't want to be... Yeah, I can imagine you probably have to hold it now.
It's done burn as well, so you can push it.
Well, yeah, I'm never not. Maybe I can...
Oh, yeah, yeah. Come on then, actually, just have you got the what names there? Joe Cole, Ashley Cole. No, next one in. Any goals?
So that's the count of 25 balls.
That's okay.
3 in a row, mate. Dicky, I'm on you.
On 25 balls.
16.
10 C's.
the best type of tweet. Now I'm just thinking, was I starting to
Get in the zone. Quiz question. You're back in quiz question.
That's the one we just got, yeah. One cat, one goal. What's interesting? Fly?
Oh, 725.
Never scored, did he? That's a great shout. That's good. That's such shot. You're going to win a game against him.
I beat him, Jamie. When he started on the ball. He done it. All the way. Go on in, round a guy. It's like we've got ages yet.
Ten players that see at the start of the surname are still brilliant since 2000. Oh, great shout. Gary. Great shout. Well, this has been like absolute rush, isn't it? Must be close to 258.
I'm sorry, Andy Cole's goal did come post 2000. That's not being it. I thought it was 2010.
So, yeah. Stephen Cole was my best contribution. Yeah. Must be close to 100, so.
Yeah, you haven't got that one.
Crowds,
3 is on the squad. There's that little series score for the next 2 goals.
What have you got so far? Yeah. Road cold. Feeling cold there. I don't think that's it.
They know that I can't possibly.
Carol. Who else did you say? Andy Cole. Cahill. You said you got Cahill.
Cole, Carey, Cahill scored.
Sol Campbell.
Shaky shower.
Two left.
I've done a few.
Yeah.
Like they are.
Three.
At least in the UK, like we all kind of know each other. So you're like, if you give me a shove, I want it.
No niche. Not full today, mate. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Sam, you only got one cap.
2 defenders, 1 forward. Oi, good cat. That's the England goal score, isn't it?
Yeah, can we get it going?
When we score, that's this one.
We did it, didn't we? Yeah.
Little Bluetooth speaker
No,
noise.
still. They're all still up.
Still in the Premier League or not?
No, I didn't know that.
Apparently, the ones who haven't got a rule. Caps or less. Good shout. Is that the least? That was the least.
We're making it.
Is that the least niche?
There you go.
That's sensation. Yeah.
I've only got one left.
You weren't here to be fair, but so you. So one defender. Equally niche children on the niche scale.
We'll get on sellers.
This will be a terrible ending for a second. This will feel like we have wasted some minutes of our day for a celebrity.
I don't have any fiscal order.
Tell me what. From this couple, what you got for
Campbell. Collier. And we, Gallagher's a nose, right? Klein's a no. Oh yeah, Cahill's the one we've got.
$2.25.
Yeah. So they were on the
Yeah.
Spurs.
Newcastle. Newcastle don't. Newcastle don't think.
You love working in darts, don't you?
It sort of helps them though in a way. It's still not after this little ring. It's just one dart it keeps happening to.
Gonna go. He's gonna go. He's definitely gonna go. There's no reason. It's not the World Cup. But I mean, I don't know.
It's been too long.
We'll play with them, we'll play with them.
The optics aren't really brilliant, they have two big ways to the negative, but missed out on the
I've got to preserve
When he comes to pick them up. Yeah, I won't be that one.
Mark Leicester.
That is very annoying, hey.
You ready? You need to travel to beat that, really.
When I'm not doing the annoying panic.
You can do it.
You're not for everyone.
Get off and
It's
on.
alright. Fighting for them.
Even now one of them, you crazy.
It's too precious. So you just use it for one video.
Oh, sorry, bro. I've been told that we're going to say. Yeah, what? So you can't do, how did Matt Paps, you can't do Argentina tomorrow? You did it last week, it was just 86.
Really?
You don't have to say the right shoulder is spinning for the next one. You get through me because they don't take that.
Long time, don't we?
Still with the mill? Yeah. But he don't do it.
The thing is,
No, it just doesn't. Social.
Yeah, back and forth. nice and loose call back though, isn't it?
So
It's like
professional.
the biggest feel
They
out.
were just trying to then hold my phone whilst trying to put it in whilst holding the mic. It's not,
They would have seen that bit, which is not
no, because it was a video.
yeah.
But I did out.
Is that their route?
No, because we're
Oh, right.
Oh, they've done one thing. Oh, this is criminal. We were like this last time. Somebody should have hit it by now.
So, they usually put it in. Only about 4 darts was last time. I changed that mistake.
What are the keepers for the cards?
You what? That's cheap.
is.
Didn't have like a bag on it. Oh, so you could like sacrifice it. So he's home. So somebody went in and said, "What's on?" Just over there. They're like, "What's up?" No. Like, shredded.
Also, I can imagine if everyone used to involve the pictures of him walking in and everything else.
He's going to wise you up. Oh, there's anything, by the way, that I should have used messaging. Anything that I should have speaking to you.
Not today, no. If I get asked to do it one day, I'll do it.
Yeah, there was a lot less of it passive. There was just 3-6 plus blokes trying to press it.
No. Well, yeah, against the media.
I'll do my best.
There's a big thing about playing
Social media savvy.
surrounding yourself all around. It was huge to talk about.
What, like they kept being asked about it?
Yeah.
What, like you were asking about, like,
It's okay. I'm
yeah, more on
build up for the next game.
JV. He's going to be able to lean so close.
No, it's just not fair.
That's good. I've just hit 2 more 40s.
Can we get you up next then?
I'm up for it. If I get out. I got my board post. Yeah. I play on like the top. Dark colour. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a board on a spare room and then all my mates came around and finished the board and the whole wall was full of plastic from the one.
Yeah, well, exactly. I want the dark lines around it. My job is to replace it.
You're in danger. Taking that way, that was right. When the first two go in, yeah. I've had one. I've had a couple. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've never had a hole in one in golf. Have you? I've never had golf in golf.
Did you see it? Did you see it going, or was it?
As soon as I get it, I went over not for a year. When I was graduate, that's in the
Oh, really? I didn't see it. So I'm right. I'm now my three, all of it. One of them was blind, two was blind. The rest of them saw them go in. One of them hit about halfway up and dropped it. The other one pitched and rolled and saw it back the most.
two Spaniards with us, didn't know why we were jumping that. It was working. Offered to buy them lunch, didn't want it.
Really?
That's the cheap.
That's the
cheap round.
that's the rule, isn't it?
Yeah. Or they buy the clubhouse, but they didn't get it. They just didn't get it. Birds coming. It's coming for you. Beside the ball. Not beside the ball.
Oh, you still got it. Where have you put it?
Trophy.
Side, right side.
What else you get that trophy counts?
best thing you've had, mate.
Very nice. Sent me a letter. I can't remember what it was now.
What, BDB?
I think it wasn't one. I think I got sent from somebody else. Yeah, exactly. I should thank you. That wouldn't be any guess. I always used to say,
Pressure.
Come on, son. Come on, son.
I bet you've been practicing as well, have you?
I thought he was bringing your own dancing.
Oh yeah, I've got it. I've got platinum. Well, any practice rules or we go straight in?
You can have practice.
Where are we playing from?
I think we're in the red line and jury for 8 years.
Oh! What's the score at the minute? 1-1?
Yeah, there's the totals there. The media have never beaten
I know, I've heard.
in any tournament. So no pressure.
I am panicking about that.
Is this still a practice?
Yeah.
He was going to tell you after the
Hold on. When are we starting? Right, we're on for this. Players always go first, yeah?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay, right, I'll go. Oh no!
What's that, 22?
31.
31?
That's not bad, mate. Oh no!
Oh,
Hold on, mate.
what's the total?
I don't think anyone will beat 73.
73 you got?
I got 31.
31.
Hustle right here, haven't we? Right, mate, good? Not a good start.
Okay, good afternoon everyone and welcome to England Media Centre here at KC Parks, joined by Dan Byrne. As ever we can keep it initially 2 questions per person. If we do have time we'll come back around. But Rob, I understand you're going to get started.
Hey Dan, good to see you.
Thank you.
That was such an exhilarating win, that first one. I mean, from a fans and a media perspective, exciting football that we rarely see in an opening game, I think. And you guys singing Wonderwall with the fans afterwards was a special moment. What was it like? And what's it done to the mood in the camp since?
Yeah, but the game or Wonderwall?
Well, both.
Both, okay. Yeah, no, the game, I think, like you saw first half, it was probably like a little bit of nerves. I think there is players there who've played in lots of tournaments, but there was also lads in there who that was the sort of very first World Cup, so I think you could feel that a little bit. I feel like we were trying to impose ourselves on the game, but it wasn't really until after half-time that we settled down and you saw the quality that were brought, and I think that's when you can see like how good of a team that we can be. And yeah, for Wonderwall, that was an amazing moment for me. I think even playing at that stadium, that's definitely, if not the best stadium I've ever been to and been part of. So yeah, it was a special moment at the end. I think that would be, if that's every single game, it's going to be a good tournament.
It looked quite emotional. Some of the guys were tearing up, it looked like.
Yeah, definitely. I think Harry spoke about that. That was an emotional moment for him, and I just couldn't stop smiling. I think that was like such a special moment for me, knowing that all my family were there watching and getting to experience that at the same time as me. After such a obviously good performance and big win against a good team in Croatia, I think that sort of set the stall out now, and hopefully we can kick on.
The head coach talked afterwards about his concerns defensively. It wasn't what you guys have shown, in the qualifying games. It felt a little bit more disjointed. Maybe that was nerves. What did you make of it, and what have you discussed as a defensive unit since?
Yeah, I think nobody wants to concede goals. I think there were 2 probably very different goals. I think the first goal, we've lost possession in an area where we wouldn't want to, and you're sort of reacting to that. There was players out of position. So yeah, there's things to work on, but I think that throughout qualifying we've been pretty good defensively, but we're at a World Cup where teams can cause you problems, so that's going to happen, and it's just about putting those things right going into the next game against Ghana.
I don't. World Cups are about big players, big moments, and obviously Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham both off the mark. How crucial and important would that be that they've got taken a flying start now into the tournament?
Yeah, massive. I think they're sort of leaders of the group, playing for top clubs and sort of the peak of their careers. Or maybe not Jude. I know Jude's like 12 or whatever he is, but he's still there. So he's still got a long way to go. But it feels like he's a big player for us. So yeah, that's important. I think for any team who's got sort of world-class players to keep them sort of fit and firing and scoring goals is. Like, you need that little bit of luck to get you through to the latter stages of the tournament. But I think for sort of Harry to score the goals that he did, and Jude as well, I thought was like all over the pitch. And I really feel like Jude's one of those players where you can really feel when Jude's on it, and he sort of sets the tone sometimes. If he goes flying into a tackle with like 3 minutes gone, like it like really gives you that energy, like, wow, Jude's on it today, like I've got to like raise my level a little bit. He's got that about him. So to see him start the tournament well, I was really pleased for him.
And I don't know if you saw last night, Dan, but Miguel Almiron became the first player to get a sending off for the putting his hand over his mouth. I guess that's something you guys have to be aware of, and is it something that you've spoken about in camp?
Well, yeah, I think we had the referees meeting and they spoke about it, that it was going to be a red card event. Obviously, I know Miggy personally, so I'd like to think that I think it's more habit with Miggy. I've seen him do that a lot over the years in games, and I do think it's one of those things where, because it's become such like a stop that's not happening, like it's going to take a little while for some players to get used to that. But as I said, I think the refs have spoke about what a referees meeting, so everyone knew the rules, so it wasn't a massive surprise, but it is still obviously something that's quite hard to get out of the habit of doing.
Dan, a lot of emphasis was put on what Thomas Tuchel said to the players at half-time in the Croatia game. It was interesting, even today, he doesn't speak much in the warm-up, but he saw something he didn't like and he stepped in. For someone who's played through coaches up and down the leagues, what is it to your mind that makes him elite? Yeah, I think he's got this, like, he can really hold a room when he speaks. I feel like everyone listens, and he does sort of lead a room well. So I feel like he's got that both sides room where you can go to the baseball last night and throw a first pitch and you can sit and chat to him. But, you know, when it comes to training, that you expect a certain standards from the lads. And I think we're quite good as a group anyway, really pushing those sort of standards. But if you see something he doesn't like, he calls it out. So I feel like he really has that balance well. And yeah, the half-time team, I know people spoke about that he must have given him a bit of a rocket, but it was the opposite really. It was more just saying, like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Yeah, like if we don't win this game or whatever, it's not sort of the end of the world. But he wants to go out and perform how he knows we can do it, and you saw the reaction after half-time and how well we did. So I think that sort of speaks volumes of sort of his leadership and how he goes about it. You mentioned the baseball. Give me a sense of how you spent your downtime over the last couple of days. And at 34, there is a chance this will be your only World Cup. Yeah. How important do you see it that the moment you get away from camp, you do try and grasp life in America? Yeah, it's strange. I was speaking to H about this because I feel like I've got a lot of experience as a player, but zero in these sort of tournaments. So I feel for me it's just about getting that balance between when I'm at training and around these sorts of places, I'm really focused and doing it, but away from football, I'm sort of trying to relax. Like we did the baseball the other night. Yesterday we had a friends and family day, so my wife flew over from Dallas, so I got to spend the day with her. And then last night Ella Langley was playing, so I like my country music, so I had cowboy hat on and cowboy boots and all sorts. So luckily there's no photos kicking about. Have they got cowboy boots in your size, have they?
Yeah, I went and got some yesterday. So yeah, I got kitted out. I thought if you're going to do it properly. So yeah, I had a good time because Ella Langley's sort of an amazing country artist. So it was nice that we get to do those things, and then today it's sort of focused back into football.
Hi, Dan. You obviously know Elliot Anderson well from Newcastle and obviously playing with him for England. What are his strengths and what's he like as a character? He seems very driven and focused.
Yeah, very. And I think he's just he's very composed. I think nothing really seems to phase Elliot from what I've seen from him coming through as a kid when he sort of came back off loan at Bristol Rovers and trained with Newcastle to now starting in the World Cup. He's never changes a character, always wanting the ball. I think players with sort of that intensity that the manager loves. So I was really sort of happy for him the other day, because obviously he's had a tough time personal life at the moment. I think that's been spoken about. So I was really happy that he got off to a good start, and I think he's shown the type of player he is now, the quality that he's gotten. I think hindsight's a wonderful thing. I don't think he wanted to leave Newcastle. I know that's been spoken about, but would he be in the position that he's in now if he'd been there? So I think, yeah, I'm sort of really happy for sort of him and his family.
Mark and Tom.
Hi, Dan. How do you, in a tournament like this where you're maybe not going to start all of the games, maintain that kind of focus and be ready to come in if needed?
Yeah, I think it comes with experience. I think that like I know that people have came to the tournament with certain roles. Like the gaffer said already, he's got 14 or 15 lads who expect to start, and the other lads are there to support that, and there'll be moments in the games where you come in. So for me, it's more just doesn't change whether I'm starting or whether I'm on the bench the way I approach it. I just feel like if I'm going to play brilliant, but if not, I'm going to push the lads in my position to be better players and keep them on their toes, to know that if something does happen, that I'm ready to go there, and hopefully there'll be a point at the tournament where I can come in and affect the game. But if that's not, as I said, it'll not make me think I've not been part of a group and push the lads to the limit of what they can do.
Hi Dan, you mentioned family. I think you're one of the dads in the group.
Yeah.
It's obviously Father's Day tomorrow. I don't know if you managed to see your kids, or did they give you any kind of message, and same for the other players in the group who have got kids?
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything planned, but yeah, we got to see the kids after the game the other day, so I don't really think they know what's going on, to be honest. They're 7 and 5, so I think they're more gutted they're not going to school and seeing their friends, but I'm sure they'll appreciate it when they're older. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be a strange day tomorrow not being around the kids for Father's Day, but I think for them as well, like, what an experience that they get to come here for the World Cup. As I said, maybe not appreciating what's happening at the moment, but the fact that they get to come round and see all these cities in the States and watch all these teams play, yeah, I think they'll get a lot more out of doing that than being at school anyway.
And you mentioned, or you asked about Harry and Jude earlier. Everyone saw, the strength and depth that England have got in attack against Croatia, particularly off the bench. Do you, as someone who comes up against them in training, do you feel we've got the best strength and depth going forward in the whole competition?
Yeah, it's hard for us to judge in the whole competition. I think there's some very, very good squads out there, but from just in England, you can see just the way that we can change sort of maybe the front 4 or 5 players, and we've still got top quality players all over the pitch, especially the way we wanted to play. I'm sure the gaffer's made a thing about, especially the other day, wanted to play like a Premier League team and bring that intensity of the game, and I think you saw bringing B and Rashi on and Morgan Rogers, yeah, how effective that can be, so it can only be a positive.
Hi Dan, it was quite hot when you started training earlier on, and we were looking at the misting stations. Have you used it? What's it like? How does it work?
Yeah, I've not. That's the first day the misting stations being out, so I've seen a lot of them when I was at the parks actually in Disney. There's loads of them, so I'm used to them. But to be honest, I'm just trying to stay in the heat as much as possible. Still trying to acclimatise as much as I can. I know obviously the game the other day was indoor, but it'll be interesting to see what it's going to be like in Boston, playing in that heat. But as I said, we're well prepared for it. The staff here have been preparing with that, with using ice jackets or anything we can use in a hydration break, so it's just those little percents that can hopefully make the difference for.
The other thing I wondered was you're talking about your downtime. Have you been watching many of the games, and how do you feel the tournament's looking at the moment?
It's good, it's exciting. I think because there's 48 teams now, there seems to be games on constantly whenever I put the TV on, so there's always something to watch. So yeah, it depends really. Obviously there's the games on when we're training, so we can't watch them, but it's been exciting, like watching Messi for Argentina. Just like, I wouldn't even, rolling back the years, I can't think you can say that, but at his age, like scoring a hat-trick and putting on that performance, I think you just realise that you're at a tournament with the best players in the world, and you've just got to enjoy what you can watch.
Jason?
Dan, you mentioned the country and western music, baseball and so on. In previous tournaments, England have done an awful lot of like playing games, Uno, Werewolf. Is there a particular game that the players are playing in this tournament?
Yeah, we've been playing Wolf quite a little bit. They do get heated, so I've been watching a few of them before I get in there, really to try and work out who the best liars are anyway. But it's good. I think they've done really, really well with where hotel they've got. It feels like you're not sort of trapped in a room, and you spend a lot of time in there. They think there's lots of stuff. Like the lads have been using the basketball hoop quite a bit, so we've been doing that. All the board games, backgammon's been a big one, which I've had to learn over the last few weeks. So I'm still not great at it, but I'm trying. But yeah, even the park right beside where we're staying, I think everyone's been very welcoming in Kansas, so it's made it really comfortable for.
And when the manager talks about 14 or 15 starters, obviously at the moment you're not in that group.
Yeah.
Mentally, what's that like? Is it almost, I've got to wait for my moment, my time will come?
Yeah, I think so. I think you've just got to be prepared. I think it's going to be one of them tournaments you spoke about before. Sometimes it's not the best player who comes up with the goal in the last minute to see you through a knockout. You think you've just got to be ready, waiting for your chance. And as I said, I knew coming into the tournament that I probably wasn't going to be a starter, although I feel as if I've got the ability, and I would have no problem if the manager said Tuesday that I was starting. But just preparing for a moment that I know that I can come on and be effective and do what I've been asked to do.
Jacob and then Steve.
Hi Dan. It feels like the country might be going to get a bit of a feel for what Anthony Barry is like if he keeps doing these half-time interviews. But obviously you came across him years ago at Wigan. What was he like then as a coach? And if you think now, could you imagine him back then getting to such a high level as he is now?
Yeah, I've not actually seen the half-time thing yet, but I have heard a lot about it. So, but yeah, I was with Baz at Wigan, and I think that was probably one of his first coaching jobs. But I feel like you knew back then there was something quite special about the way he went about it when he was taking drills. I feel like you really wanted to make whatever he was doing work because of the energy he put into it. And I think you've seen he's worked from sort of the very bottom to being in different national teams and Champions League teams and stuff. So really happy for him. But as I said, he is another member of staff who sort of really sets the standard when we're out there. He doesn't let you just sort of go through the motions. He has high standards of what he demands from us, knowing that we play for England and it's the very best. So yeah, you've got to be on your toes when you're out there.
I mean, you've not seen the interview, but it's quite unusual to get such kind of honesty from a coach at that stage of the game. Does that show the kind of clarity and honesty that's maybe helping the team at the moment?
I think so, yeah. I think you've got to have that sort of honesty. There's no really grey areas with Baz and the manager. I feel like the one thing that I really do like about them is that they just say it how there is. They're not going to can't use that word, so I'll not use that one, but they're not going to beat around the bush. They're going to really just tell you how it is, and I feel like that's all you want as a player. You just want that honesty to know where you stand. So,
Dan, you're moving from an air-conditioned stadium now into the open air. Do you think it's going to be possible to keep that intensity, that front foot football for long periods like you did in the last game, or do you think you're going to need to adapt?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Listen, I think that's what we would like to do. I think the majority of the players in England are Premier League players, and I feel like the intensity of that league probably suits how we play also. So I think, not knowing what the manager thinks, but I feel like that's how we would go about it, and then you've just got to adapt to it. I feel like we're prepared as possible. We've had the pre-camp in West Palm, and then we're playing in heat here all the time, so I'm hoping it'll not be a major factor, but I feel like until you're in Boston and it kicks off and we're seeing how it goes, I think that'll probably be the first sort of test, knowing whether we can really kick on and do what we want to do for that full 90 minutes. But as I said, we've got players who can come on now. You've got 5 subs that you can make who can hopefully keep that intensity high when it starts to dip as well.
And the squad this week is going to come up against Thomas Partey. I wonder whether you'd all discuss that as a group about how you might approach that.
Sorry, Steve, for obvious legal reasons, we're not going to go there. Jay.
Hi, Dan. Aside from the games you mentioned earlier, have there been any specific specific moments or specific things that have really encapsulated that sense of brotherhood that the manager often talks to us about?
What with England?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's just moments that we're spending away from football. I think those are. I've said it before. I think it's quite easy in football to have these sort of superficial conversations where you say morning to people, but you never really get any deeper than that. So I feel like the time that we're spending away, like even going to the baseball and or so doing things away from football, I think that's when you can really like learn about people. And I've said it before. At Newcastle, the manager's quite good at doing sort of activities or something where you really sort of learn about a person or like how they've grown up or where they've come from, and I feel that can sort of give you that extra percent you want to push a little bit more for them.
And did any other players go to Ella Langley with you?
Yeah, a few. Doesn't matter if I say it. Okay, yeah, so Steely came with us and Harry Kane was there also.
Are they big country music fans too?
Harry is. I know Harry is. We've got like a record player in the hotel, and he did like a captain's pick, and a lot of it's country music. So, yeah, Ella was playing in West Palm Beach when we were there, but we wouldn't have gotten back for curfew. So I'm glad that we got another opportunity to see her.
Thank you,
David.
Hi, Dan. You mentioned the manager wants England to look like a Premier League team. I'm curious about what is he telling you in terms of making this happen? What is he doing to make this happen?
Yeah, I think just the intensity that he wants to play with, sort of the ball speed. Obviously, I've not played in other leagues around the world, so it's hard for me to compare. But I think sort of typically we do play quite a fast sort of attacking way in England, and I feel like that's probably the playing to our strengths. Also, we've got a lot of speed at the top end of the pitch. Yeah, and probably one of the best strikers in the world, definitely at the moment. So the more that we can get the ball forward to those players, the better.
Hey Dan, we just spoke to Reece James, who was very complimentary of Thomas Tuchel's man management style. What's your personal relationship with him? Because obviously he's called you up an awful lot and has always seemed to show a lot of faith in you.
Yeah, it's good. I think, as I said, I feel like you can have a relationship with a manager where you feel like you're his friend a lot of the time. Like he takes the mick out of me a lot, so I'm quite happy with that. But also when it comes down to football, as I said, I feel he's very honest. Like when he called us up for the World Cup, he said like that I probably wasn't going to be starting, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't have the opportunity to do that as the World Cup went on. So I feel like just that clarity going into it, knowing that, I feel like that just makes it a lot easier for you.
And obviously we had a lot of threat from set pieces in the Croatia game. It's kind of been a bit of the theme of last season, the theme of the tournament a little bit as well. Where do you think England rank in terms of set piece threat with the delivery and also the players who can get on the end of it? Yeah, very top for me. I feel like we'll go through all the stats and we're one of the best teams at doing that. I feel like set pieces are always a big part of football. We've got obviously the Arsenal lads in, which are like the delivery you're getting off sort of Bukayo and Declan constantly, and it's something that we do work a lot on. I feel like that we can have that advantage going into the game. So.
Hi Dan, yeah, I think we need to know more about your night out last night. Can you just take us inside it, and were you and Harry dancing, singing? Did he have a cowboy hat on? Just tell us more about it.
I wouldn't call it a night out, so we'll stop that straight away. No, it was, we got asked to go and watch Ella Langley. I was the only person who was suited and booted with cowboy hat and jeans a lot. But yeah, so they managed to give us sort of hospitality tickets there. Harry and Steely got to meet Ella before the gig as well, so I turned up a little bit later, so I didn't get that. But yeah, it was good. We missed the last 3 songs because we had to be back for curfew, which I was a bit gutted about, because those were our 3 best ones. But it was, yeah, I said it's nice. It's nice doing those things. Like even coming in today, I was like trying to remember that I was back to playing football, and I'm not just seeing the baseball and watching country music.
And just quickly on Anthony Barry, to revisit that, you were smiling before there when you said you've heard a lot about the interview, you've spoken a lot about the interview. It was brilliantly candid. It was great for us guys. When you were smiling there, have you been taking the mick out of him? Has it been something you've spoken about, or what has been said about it?
Not really. It's just it doesn't surprise us that he would do that in an interview. Just think, knowing the character and the person that he is and the standards that he drives when he's in and around training, it does not surprise us that he came out with that and didn't sort of try and shy away from the fact that we were disappointed with what we did first half. But what I would say I think it shows the character that we've got in the squad to concede just before half time and then sort of come on and score straight away. I think that just shows that yeah, we've got a sort of big character that can deal with that sort of pressure and then turn it on.
Finish with Hamza.
Hi Dan. What's it like being one of the special operations players? Take the Japan match for example. 7 minutes left. Thomas Tuchel calls to you and Harry to be the guys that score the goal. What's that preparation like? Are you thinking, I've got to wait for my moment? And what does that mean day to day? You are planning for those moments specifically. Yeah, what's that like?
Yeah, I think it could be lots of different moments. Like obviously, listen, I want to play. I would love to start a game, but also know that there could be a role in there whether we're 1-0 up and we're needing to come on and see a game out, or we're playing against a team who's very good at set pieces, or we're chasing a game and we need a goal. So we've been working on all different scenarios. Really, it's just about those little extra bits that we do at the end of training, and just really sort of trying to prepare myself for those moments. Really, even just like sort of visualising moments when you'd come on and things that you can affect. Like I've been lucky that in the finals I've played or big games I've played, I've managed to score some big goals, which I feel like leads into confidence, knowing that I can, if that's what I'm asked to do, that I've got the ability and sort of confidence to do that.
It's like you get the opportunity to be Harry, right? The goal scoring winner. Is that a bit different?
Yeah, that's what obviously me and Harry are quite similar, and we're sort of technique and we're goal scoring prowess. So I think it's just only natural that we're compared. But yeah, no, listen, in all seriousness, I know I don't get many goals, but I feel like the goals that I do get seem to be important. So I'd love for it to be World Cup final, last minute winner. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Cheers.